Well, hello, it's Adair Palmer here, and I am doing a webinar tonight on, we're looking at how to write an ebook in an hour. Now, I do have some background noise there, so I just want to mute some of the participants. If you could just, here we go. Just perhaps type in the chat, let me know that you're here. We've got some people online. Love to see you say hello. Let me know that you can hear me okay. I've just got some people looking for the Zoom link, so I'm assuming that have we got everyone here okay? Just type in the chat, yes, if you can hear me okay. And if you can see, it should be a green screen saying how to write an ebook in an hour. So I'm okay, we've got someone on the chat here. Marlene, hi Marlene. Saying hi to everyone, can hear you loud and clear, beautiful. Okay, so we've had quite, I'm not quite sure what's happening with my screen here. There's some blue coming up there. It's a bit odd. I'm just going to have to run with that. Peony's saying hello, and Shirley is saying hello. Hello to you all, and hi to Joanne. Joanne's saying, I can hear you okay, but tells me it's an error, failed to detect a microphone. And it's all good, says Shirley. So Joanne, as long as you can hear me okay, that's the main thing. There may come a problem if we do have time for Q&A at the end. Then if you may not be able to speak if it's not detecting microphone at your end, but that's okay because we can do a writing in the chat box. So let's get started. Well, thank you all for joining me here on this balmy Tuesday night in Adelaide. I will try and flying solo tonight, so I will try and keep a check on the chat as they come up. Joanne's going to do the diagnostics later. Okay, as long as you can hear, that's the main thing, and you can see the screen. That's what we're looking for. All right, so tonight we're looking at how to write an ebook in an hour. I am recording this. I wasn't going to, but I thought, well, I would. I've had a few inquiries of people register but say that they can't attend, so I have decided to record it. I'll just, and then I'll be able to send that out in a link for you in a email link. Let's get started. Okay. If I can work out how to, there we go. I've got some, I don't know, can you see the marks on the screen here? It looks like there's someone scribbled on the screen, but that's awfully weird. We're just going to have to go through with those little blue marks on the screen because I have no idea what they are or how they got there. It's like someone, it's like, okay, Fiona's saying yes. That's really interesting. It's like technology. Yeah, some scribbles. There we go. Started the ebook. I don't know what it is, and I'm not quite sure. But we're just going to run with it because I just, it's like the computer's got a mind of its own. So it's either not working at all or it's really working too well and just doing stuff that it's not supposed to. So, okay, first we're looking at, I just got Shirley saying it's you don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, wow, that's really interesting. Well, you're doing something on your iPad and it's coming up on my screen. Wow, that's weird. That's weird. Never seen that before, Shirley. Well, welcome to the webinar. Welcome in the webinar. However you're doing it, it's pretty magic. Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at who first, and the who is introducing myself. So just a little bit about myself. I started my career with not-for-profits going to uni and doing community development. So I had a real passion for working in the community and helping with community engagement. And that went through to working in government, working in emergency services with volunteers who were looking to I was a management consultant and a manager of a branch looking out for the HR admin type side of the volunteer brigades and units in South Australia, in the Country Fire Service and the State Emergency Service. And I absolutely loved working with them. And the really interesting thing is I'm sort of doing a similar thing now with another one saying that there's no link. I'm sort of sorry. I'm doing admin as well. There were some emails that I sent out earlier that obviously people haven't got, so just bear with me and I'll just flick some links out so some more people can jump on. And I'll keep going with my story. Was doing helping brigades and units in South Australian emergency services to get to help recruit people into their organisations, but also helping them with HR issues and doing some admin work, like helping them with admin. That wasn't me. I was managing a branch for someone else that was doing that, because my admin is like leaves a little bit to be desired. But what I did learn from there, when I left the government and I came into being into my own business, and I started in a network marketing organisation and thinking that was going to be the be all and end all for me. But I brought that with me was the capacity, I think, to connect with people and to build community, because what we needed to do with and teach other people to do in emergency services and in not-for-profits was to network, to share resources, to connect with people, share expertise. And that's really what we're doing here is in some way or another, as entrepreneurs and small business owners, is actually doing similar things but in a slightly different way. So I'm finding all the skills that I was bringing, that I've had in the past have really come to fruition now. But we're using a platform called social media, and Facebook in particular, where before it was, when I was in government, we didn't have access to Facebook. It was only just starting to ramp up. So I could see huge potential back then, but that wasn't my time in government. So I'm just so grateful to be able to help people now, small business owners. And I still work with not-for-profits and specifically looking at Facebook and how they can implement that type of thing in Facebook and social media into their own organisations. So from there, I was doing a network marketing with a company, and I got an opportunity because I built a really large network through Meetup, and it was around a particular industry that they didn't have a Meetup for in Adelaide, and now there's around 800 members in that particular Meetup group. But because that had grown so fast, and the interest was obviously there, that I was offered an opportunity to do some hypnotherapy and training, and is in return for advertising to my group, which I did do, and I loved the hypnotherapy, so I became a hypnotherapist. And I was using my networking knowledge and my understanding of Facebook, because I loved Facebook, to attract clients to me, and I was very, very successful at doing that. And in fact, I'm still successful at doing that. And then I've had people asking me, other hypnotherapists were asking me, how do you do this? How do you get your clients? And I just use Facebook. I did use a variety, or still do use a variety of offline methods as well, but Facebook was predominantly where I was focusing my efforts. And so they say, can you show me? And so I started with one person sitting around the kitchen table at my house, and once a fortnight on a Friday, and I was just showing them what I did, and doing this with one person. And I figured, well, if one person's happy to pay me to show them how I do this. Well, maybe 2 people are, and if 2 people are, maybe 4 people are. But I kept it at 6 because my dining room table wasn't that big. And I did that all last year, running regular workshops from my dining room table at my home. I loved doing it, and they were very boutique little classes, and worked sometimes one-on-one with people, and it was really, really good. But then I realised I had some coaching at the end of the year, and I realised that I could have quite happily done that forever, but I was actually not going to put food on the table or pay the rent. So I restructured what I was doing, and I've gone to online courses and webinars, and also doing some face-to-face workshops, but no longer at my dining room table. Part of this and this development has been looking at, I'm in the process of writing a book, and it's called Unlocking the Code of the Facebook Code, 10 Steps to Attracting Clients. But a precursor to that is a book called Breaking the Facebook Code, 10 Steps to Getting Customers. And now I wrote this book a few weeks ago, and I just went, it's so easy to write an ebook and put it out there. I really think that a lot of people, because it's such a fundamental part of what you do, I'll just see if that might lead into the next one. I'm sort of flying a bit blind a bit here. Here we go. Why would you want to write an ebook? What a lovely segue. There we go. So you would want to write an ebook to use it as a marketing tool. You would want to write it as as a free giveaway to attract potential customers or clients. You want to position yourself as a thought leader in your field, and to build your email list. Oh, there we go. Build your own confidence as well. Now, I know that I've been working with Vaue, and if I've got some chat coming up here, so let me just see if I can jump on there and see. Oh, hang on. There we go. There it is. There we are. There's the chat. Let me have a look at the chat. What is that saying? Vaue saying to fill your own belief bucket. Absolutely. Because you know things that other people don't know, and you bring your own unique perspective and your own unique experiences to a body of knowledge, and no one will put it together in exactly the same way that you do. So it does build your self-belief bucket. I love that. It builds your confidence, but it also, if I can impress your mum, that was a trade-off that I never ever thought would, or your kids, because mum's actually written several books, and when I put out my ebook, it was like, oh, you can do this too. So that was really cool, and I was really pleased that I did impress my mum. So, and that's not the main reason why you would do it, but there are some trade-offs there. So how about that? Okay. If you can think of any other reasons why you would want to write an ebook, feel free to share it in the chat, and we'll move on to the structure here. So, okay, there's someone else suggesting. Okay. Theonie's saying, Shirley's saying social proof. Yes, beautiful. Theonie's saying to fill your own belief bucket. The sense of pride after it's been done is crazy. Has helped me today when positivity was needed. I know, Theonie, you've had a bit of an interesting day. So, and the fact that you're here is awesome. You just more credit, more power to you, girl. So, brilliant. Okay, so 5 things that you need to create great content. This is an overview. If I can get this working. Okay, so 1, you need to pick a theme, and we'll drill down into each of these once I've gone over the overview. 2, you need to write a headline. 3, write a paragraph about what they'll get. 4, list your 5 steps, thinking contents page. And 5, unpack each step with 3 paragraphs. So it's a fairly simple, straightforward process. And going through this process, I found it incredibly easy. In fact, my son, who's 15, also wrote an ebook. I will be referring to that during the course of this webinar. Hubby wrote one as well. And Fiona, I was going to refer to yours, but I've downloaded yours on my other computer, so so I can't, unfortunately. So unless you want to pop a copy in the chat box, and I can have a look at that if I get time. So, okay, so let's start with step one, picking the theme. Now, there are themes that you can have, and I'll just go through them. You can have anything that's sort of like an action word or something that actually invokes some sort of emotion. So this is like 5 steps. Now, when we did our ebooks, when I wrote the ebook, we were advised to do like 5, the top 5 or whatever, something 5, because that was a nice number. I've got 10. So I've got 10. So my ebook is called Breaking the Facebook Code: 10 Steps to Getting Customers. So it just depends on the content you have and how much you want to share. You might break it into 2 ebooks, but something that's sort of fairly quick and snappy. The 5 steps or the 10 steps. So I've got 10 steps to getting customers. What about secrets? What about the 5 secrets to being in a relationship that your mother never told you? Like, there's all sorts of things that you can do. I've just got another chat come up. Fiona, PM me the email address. No, that's all right. We're right for now. I'm good, but not that good. I'll just keep going with this at the moment. So let's see. Things. What about the 3 things you must know before hiring a lawyer? I've just made a few of these up so you can get a bit of an idea. 5 mistakes small business owners make on Facebook. The 6 principles to leading a healthy life. These are all going to come up together because I'm not quite sure what happened there, but we'll just work through it. 5 keys to building wealth. How about the understanding the 3 elements of schooling: reading, writing, and arithmetic, to help your child succeed at school. The 5 virtues of successful people. Habits. We all know, well, we're probably familiar with the Stephen Covey 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And what about the #1 trait of the top entrepreneurs in the world? This one, how about 4 rules to living a happier life? 5 laws that must be followed if you want a 6-pack abs. 8 most commonly asked questions about growing palm trees. And 5 reasons school students fail and how to avoid it. Now, that was my son's. He did that one. So the 5 reasons school students fail and how to avoid it. So there, some of the words, it's not exhaustive, but there's some of the main ones that you'll see when you look at ebooks, and they will be, and you can, and whatever one most resonates with the topic and the content that you're going to write. Now, writing a headline. What is the benefit-driven statement that's going to grab your readers' eyeballs and their heart when they first open the ebook? Now, this is probably going to gross you out. When I saw this, I went, oh my God, there's some eyeballs there. For mine, I've got a simple 10-step process that you can implement now to attract customers on Facebook fast. My son has written very simple ways as a parent or a teacher to get your students to engage and succeed. So that's something that's really quick, really easy, that you can just get people's attention. So that's your headline. Then you want their paragraph about what they are to do. So what's in it for them? So what you want to be doing is looking at telling a story. So what are they going to get from reading the ebook? What are they going to learn? What are they going to achieve? What are they going to discover? What are you going to reveal? So this is what my son has said. Can you believe that nearly 1/4 of Australians are dropping out of school before graduating year 12? It's pretty hard to believe, but if you read this book and learn these tools, you will be able to ensure a child's successful future by teaching them how to enjoy school and also how to handle stressful situations with ease and confidence. Now, he made that up himself, so I've just got someone else asking for the link. I sent out an email last night, so it must have been people missing it, but that's okay. We'll get people on. Okay, so I've put, let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so the information should be consumable in a nanosecond, so it should be conversational, like how you'd speak. The other thing you want to do in this is also share your story. So what is your why? Now this is really, really powerful because it's all about making or helping people to connect with you to be able to resonate with what you're saying and the information that you're about to give them. Okay, so moving on, we've got, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat box. Now we're going to outline the steps, listing the steps. Okay, so thinking a table of contents. So you just listing the steps in each, or the whatever key that you have, or the elements or the virtues, each one, or the tips. I think that was yours, Fiona. You had the tips, didn't you? So, or keys. Can't remember now. Let's see. Joanne wants to do an ebook on positivity. Absolutely, yes. Yep. So if you only had tips, absolutely, yes. So when you're doing this, if you did think about it in a logical sequence. So if you're working on a mastery concept, so things like building blocks, like what I do in my ebook, is there are several foundation building blocks that people need to know before you can go on to the fluffy stuff. Well, it's not fluffy stuff, but the other stuff. So for example, I've got a signature concept called the House of Facebook, and I like to teach that because then when you build your avatar or your marketing persona or your imaginary friend or your alter ego or whatever you call them, then you understand where they fit, where you can find them in the House of Facebook. So when you do that, the House of Facebook, then I actually take people through things like a health check and looking at the settings on your business page, and then we look at avatars. So these are foundation concepts, and then we can say, once we've got those, because you don't know if you haven't got your avatar sorted, when you go into a group or when you work into looking at different pages and that type of thing, where if you're looking for people to connect with, you don't know who they are, you're not actually going to know where to find them. So this has got some absolutely foundation building blocks that you'll need to know to be able to move forward. And it goes all the way through to Facebook ads. Now, Facebook ads is right at the end because you've got to build a whole series of steps before you can get to Facebook ads. And I find that working with people, this is a little bit of an aside for people who don't have an understanding of Facebook ads and how they work, to just do a booster post and wonder why that they've blown their dough, because the more you understand about how it works and about the whole using Facebook as a business tool, the better you will be in terms of getting Facebook ads and the ad campaign up and running. So you can see there's a logical building blocks, and we'll just, sorry, I'm just having a look at the chat. We'll go into that a little bit later. So a logical sequence if you're working on foundational concepts that need to have building blocks for it. The other one, the other you can do, if it's like a top tips ebook, it's not so important. You can have like 5 different hairstyles you can use to look sexy, or 5 ways you can slice and dice your fruit and veggies to make them appealing for your kids. So that's definitely a couple of the different ways that you can do your ebooks. All right, and now in step 5, what you're doing is you are unpacking each step. So when you do step 1, you're going to name each step. So what that means is you're going to have, we'll go back to, use my son's because I think he's got gorgeous. His step 1 or reason 1 for him is cause and effect. And he's done a little overview of that, which is getting you and your students to be personally responsible for their own outcomes. I mean, seriously, what 15-year-old says that? And so he's got reason 2 is learning how to learn, reason 3, limiting beliefs. So he's gone through each step. But if we start with step reason 1, cause and effect, well, he will take that and he will create an opening statement for that particular step, which is, or in his case, in that reason. So he's actually suggested that if I can just go down a little bit here, and I'll give you an example. I was just about to scroll up a bit more. If anyone wants a copy of his ebook, I'd be more than happy to send it out. You can have a copy of that and also mine. But he says, like, he goes, this is his opening statement. In our younger years of life, we're conditioned to blame everything but ourselves. But to truly succeed, we must be able to take personal responsibility. This is what being at cause is. So that's his opening statement. And he said 3 critical reasons you need to know this is because, and I think we go into the next one, and he says 3 short paragraphs, but he's actually gone, he's done 3 dot points and then he's gone into 3 paragraphs. So he's actually done a little bit more than what you need, but if you've got your opening statement and then you've got your 3 short paragraphs, and he's used 3 critical reasons you need to know this are. A visual representation for each step is really good. It's besides, because they're really these ebooks for information, and if you use them for like a business card on steroids, or having to, even to impress your mum, to have some graphics in there, ways that you to keep the interest levels up for people reading it. And if the pictures tells 1,000 words, so so you can get people to focus on the graphics as well if you've got something that's relevant for each particular step that you do, each reason, each tip, each whatever. It is important to have graphics in there as well. The other thing for each one that you have is good to do is to use a quote to reinforce your point, and you must rinse and repeat till you've covered all the steps. So if you're doing the 10 top reasons, or the 10 steps, or the 3 principles, you would go through that 3 times or 10 times or 5 times if you're doing the 5 top reasons school students fail and how to avoid them. Are there any questions about this? No? We're all good? Okay, cool. So then what you would do is you would create a call to action at the end. So this is like, you could say go to the website, or sign up now, or visit my Facebook page, but there's always something that you want somebody to do. So if you don't have a call to action, I think you'll be doing yourself a disservice, because it is something, it's actually, you've got someone reading right to the end of your ebook, then you're wanting someone to take some action, some further action. So there's always opportunities for them to do that. And then what you want to do is, I'm just seeing, have some noise in the background, so just bear with me.
Can you hear me, Adair?
I've got somebody. Did you unmute yourself, Sue? Is it Sue? Just type in the chat, because somebody just said, "Can you hear me, Adair?" And I don't know who that is. I'm just having.
That was me. That was Sue.
Okay, so yes, so you've just unmuted yourself, and Shirley's unmuted herself as well.
I didn't know. I didn't know what to do.
That's okay. I'll just mute you down, and Shirley's just muted herself. Okay. No, I'm just having a look at the participants. We're all muted now, which is good. So great to see you here, Sue. Let's just see. Sue said it was me. I didn't know what to do. No, that's cool. We've got you all sorted. And that's great. So we're creating a call to action at the end. Just got another chat coming in. No, Sue, I've muted you down now, so it's all good. Okay. So then what we do is at the end, if you have a website, a lot of people don't have a website, but and I'm sure that there are people that are working on it. I only just got my website in January. I only launched it in January. I wasn't expecting the social media for small business owners to take off like it did. So I thought, well, I'd better keep up. I'm sort of going faster than what my systems can keep up at the moment. So, but what I'm, so I've just got another query here. Thank God I've got two screens. Okay, so so if you've got a website, if you don't have a website, it's a good idea to try to get one. But if you don't, some people, especially for network marketing, people do tend to have the website that belongs to their parent company. You can put, where is it? There we go. You can put your Facebook page or your Facebook page or your Facebook profile to keep people coming back and connecting with you, because this is what the whole idea of having an ebook is about. It is actually about having the connection. So Sue's asking, how do you do the graphics? Fiona's saying she put a hyperlink to her Facebook page. So I'm not quite sure what you mean, how you do. Oh, you mean when you put a photo under each section? If that's what you mean, then you can do, you can actually search places like for free photo stocks. You can do, yeah, Shirley saying get a virtual assistant. That's definitely on my list of things to do this year, Shirley. If you're suggesting that I do that, or if you're suggesting that Sue does that to do graphics, definitely, absolutely worthwhile getting a virtual assistant, and it's certainly something that I'm looking at. Back to, here's Nan, yes, free and royalty-free photos, try Pixabay. Fiona uses photo, what great idea. Okay, so Shirley, you and Sue use a virtual assistant. There we go. Fiona's saying you use Unsplash. I can put the links to this in your follow-up email if you would like. Just type a yes if you would like that. So, yeah, okay, links to, I'll just make a note. I've got, there's actually quite a few websites that you can go where you can get some free stock. You can use, there we go. Shirley, I don't know how you're doing that, but I'm getting some really interesting coloured scribbles all over my screen. I'm assuming it's you, Shirley, because you're there. Okay. And then Fiona's just put in there, Hootsuite, 20 free stock photo sites, social media images. So there's plenty there. I'll include them in the email, and you can have a look through them and get your own stock images. You can also use Canva. Oh no, now we've got nothing. Hang on. So there's Canva, and let's see, no, I just typed that to Theone. There's canva.com, and there's also Adobe Spark. So I will put those. Pinterest, I don't think you would. Thank you, Nan and Theone. Yes, Joanne. Yes, okay, Shirley's saying fabulous to get the images and the notes, yes. So if you have any others, you are more than welcome to pop them into the chat here and share, because that's what we're all about, is around sharing. And I'll put as many resources in the email, the follow-up email, as I can. Now, Shirley, I'm not quite sure what you've done. You've got some blue and some red here. It's looking really pretty, but I'm not quite sure how you did that.
I know you don't want them, but I don't know how it's happening.
I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? But there you go. I know. It's
you might like to hear the cacophony of the can you hear the crickets out there?
I've got them here at my place, but I'll just get you to mute down, Shirley. And then say, no, not from Pinterest. So these are our shared images from the internet. If you use them for commercial or other purpose, you may be in breach of copyright. Absolutely, Nan. And that's why we just suggest that you use pages, websites where you know that you can get royalty-free photos, or you can buy them from places like Shutterstock. You can create your own in things like Photoshop, but I think Photoshop's probably a little bit outdated now for people who are quite like with it. You can do images when you download the images on like Adobe Spark, Canva. They have free images as well. So Joanne's asking, is there a typical number of pages for an ebook, i.e. something not too short, something not too long, but just right? I have it on reasonably good advice that between 5 and 12 pages is about the right size. So if you, an ebook for a giveaway, if you're doing one to, you know, a downloadable full-length novel, that's a bit different. But the purpose of this is really just to get your information out there, to brand yourself as a thought leader, to have a free downloadable so that you can exchange for an email, and also to impress your mum like we did when I first the earlier slides. Marlene's saying, be careful using images found on Google. Some of them will be licensed. Yes. Joanne's asking, do I use a free program I like to use? Canva and Adobe Spark are brilliant. I love Adobe Spark because it templates everything for you. And Theone's saying Shirley has probably hit the pen icon if she's on mobile. If she clicks it again, it shows an eraser, but she can rub out her marks. I just did it before. Oh, it's funny. Okay, so so let's move on. This is the beauty of doing live webinars. Joanne saying, I'm listening and hear Adobe, but every time you say a word after that, I hear a ping. A ping. That is quite possibly because I'm still getting notifications on my computer. Okay. And Shirley's saying, on the iPad, no pen inside. That's all right. We'll run with it exactly like it is. It's cool. Remember to pop your bio and a profile pic at the end of the book. So this is a little bit different from your story. When Theone and I went through it, I had just the bio at the end, and then we did a story at the front and took out the bio at the end. But on further thought, I think if you have your bio, if you have your personal story at the front and then your bio at the end, it gives people a double opportunity to get to know you. Theone saying put your bio at the beginning. That's what I was saying, Theone. Having further thoughts, and this is an evolutionary process too. I just have some water. That you can put it. Well, I put mine at the end, but then I was working with you and I suggested that you put it at the beginning. But what I'm suggesting now is that you put a personal story at the beginning and then your bio at the end. So it's going to be very similar, but you might have it a little bit more work orientated or qualification orientated than double licking ice cream. Absolutely, yep. It's like one of those ice cream sandwiches. You have them at the beginning and you have it at the end as well. So okay, so that's step 5. The other thing that you can do is put a metaphor in, and I think this is Kerwin's. I had at the beginning, and I didn't actually mention Kerwin Ray because we did the Nail It and Scale It masterclass in Sydney, not last week, the week before, and that was pretty powerful stuff. And Kerwin Ray, his pro tip for actually the whole of your ebook is to write a metaphor in the at the end of your ebook. And I'm just having a look to see what I loved. What Theone's was. Theone's was about health and wellness, and she likened her metaphor was being a vehicle, and how, you know, if you put high octane gas in or fuel in your car, you're going to go a lot better, you get faster and for a lot longer. It's the same about putting healthy foods into your body and getting enough sleep and not having chemicals. See, I did read it, Theone. Not having chemicals about like present in your environment. So I loved your metaphor. That was great. My metaphor was no, Darty didn't write one. He stopped short. My metaphor for breaking the Facebook code was around going through a maze or cracking a safe. The other thing I said was, if you grew up in the era of Rubik's cubes, and hands up who actually took off the sticky the colours and then put them on so that it looked like you actually did the cube, but you didn't, and they ended up all sort of wonky and not stuck on straight and double, like little air bubbles in them, and it just looked really tacky. That's my metaphor for cracking the Facebook code, because if you can learn to do the Rubik's Cube how it's meant to be done, you don't have to pull off the stickers and deface the cube. You can actually do it quite smoothly and do it as it's meant to be done. Just got some more chats coming in here. So, Theone's saying, oh, Louise, that's okay. Welcome, even though it is late. And Theone says, don't give it away. You have to download your own free copy. They're just teasers. But I think the metaphors are really powerful. And as a hypnotherapist, we train and we work in metaphors. And what I teach people when I do a health check of their Facebook business page, I actually teach people I suggest that people write their about section in metaphors, because metaphors resonate with the unconscious mind. So I can't stress this enough. It is a really, really great tip to put a metaphor in your book, in your ebook. All right, so where are we now? That's the end of your ebook. So let me see. Oh, now what do you do with it? Once you've got your ebook, it's not much good if it's just sitting in a Word document on your drive, so on your C drive or your hard drive. So what you need to do is add it to your menu tabs on your Facebook page. That's where you would have seen where you've got the about section where you can see photos, posts, videos, that type of thing. It's on the left hand side of your business page, and you can put as many tabs there as you want. I believe it could just go forever, but well, there may be a limit. I'm not sure. I've got quite a few there, and I've seen some with maybe 15 or 20 tabs. It may be too many, I would suggest, but possibly 10 or 12 would be about the same, the right amount of tabs. But have your tab on your Facebook page, have a short, snappy title. Someone's sending me a chat. And Joanne say, can you add it to a personal profile on Facebook too? No, you can't, Joanne. The only way you can do that is to put it in the notes section. But the whole purpose of writing an ebook is to exchange an exchange of energy. You give some people information and they provide you their email address. Then you can start to connect with them and to build and develop a relationship with them, and they become potentially your future clients or customers. So you would probably not want to put it on your personal profile, but if you did want to do it, just give it away freely, and you didn't have a reason why you wanted to get emails, addresses in return, then you would ask for, then you would just put it in your notes section, but you wouldn't need to get it in PDF form. You could just copy and paste it, and you can actually insert images. I think you can insert videos too now in the notes section of your personal profile. Joanne, does that answer your question? And everybody else, just give me a yes if that's answered your question. Yep, cool. Getting some yeses coming through now. Brilliant. Okay. So now, if you are new in business, or if you are looking at building your tribe, building your community, building your presence on Facebook, you need to have it connected to your email autoresponder. And so what that means, and that can be, if you know how, it's fairly straightforward, but if you don't know how, it can do your head in. So it's connected to your email autoresponder, and then once people exchange their emails, then you give them the downloadable, and you can connect with them and keep in touch with them through your email autoresponder. So then once you've done that, you've set up a series of emails to connect and engage with those who download your ebook. And that's something that's a whole discipline in itself. I've been studying this with a guy called Anik Singhal. I don't know if you've heard of him. I've got his book, The Circle of Profit. I also study it in Kim Gast's Inner Circle in Boom Social. And the emails, they teach you how to have specific emails, specific timings with the email, specific words in the email. So that is an art in itself. If you're just starting, I would suggest that you just put an email and just be yourself. Have a bit of a personal touch there with it, and have, I think they suggest maybe 4 or 5 times the first week, and then once or twice, sometimes 3 times a week after that. So it's some way to keep in touch. Now, I know people just go, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep in touch with all the people? How am I going to find that much information? How am I going to be able to get, even if it's just a short email, a couple of times a week or once a week? I think that more than once a week is ideal. I usually do once a week with my email list, and it's the Friday Facebook fix. And it's still, it's around my area of specialty. So if you think about what it is that you do and how much knowledge that you can break down into dot points and then tease out each dot point. You've probably got enough, whether you're a personal trainer or into health and wellness, or whether you're a network marketer who sells jewelry or makeup, you can tease out dot points ad infinitum once you start thinking along those lines. You can break down the dot points in your ebook and start sending those out and expand on those. So there is so much information that you have at your fingertips once you start thinking around how you can expand what you know. And doing research too, because connecting with other like people and reading emails and looking at what other people are doing, you'll get ideas from them as well. And it doesn't mean that you take their ideas and plagiarize. It's like with when I did the ebook, I got this idea from actually doing the ebook with someone else, and I'm using some of their stuff, but most of it is I've changed it to make it uniquely mine. So but there's, I guess there's only so many ways that you can write an ebook. So just know that no idea is the original, and just come up with your own words, and you'll be right. So that's, if you're freaking out about how to send people emails, then or how many to send them, just start with 1 a week, 3 or 4 the first week, and then 1 a week afterwards. And then as you get more and more confident, you can add more and more with as you go along. And that's what I found was a useful thing to do. Adding it to your website as a downloadable from there. I know I did say that I've only just got a website, so if you haven't got a website, it is a good idea to get one. If you do have a website that is provided to you from a what do you call it, a network marketing company, then you could then you use your Facebook page, I guess, when you as your main means of getting the word out there and delivering it. Because I think with the marketing, traditional marketing is going, you move people from your Facebook page to your website, which is the ideal thing. So it really, from your website through to your social media and then your email. But if you don't have a website, just start with what you have and where you stand. As long as you're doing something, that's the main thing. Now, Theoni's going, let me just go back over some of the comments. We've got Joanna said she tried previously to write a book, and where the proceeds go to various charities, and it got way too complicated. And thank you, I did explain the personal page to you, Joanne. It's good. I'd love to know what's was so complicated. I guess it was perhaps tying in an amount, getting the ebook downloaded, and then sending, linking it to PayPal. I guess that would make it a bit complex as well. Theoni saying, we're talking about connecting to your email autoresponder, and Theoni saying, if you know how, that's another webinar for MailChimp. Absolutely, it is. MailChimp, Aweaver, GetResponse. I've had GetResponse, so I'm now on Aweaver, and it really is it will do your head in if you don't know how, and it is absolutely another webinar. Joanne saying, we'd love to know more about MailChimp and also how to do the Hootsuite thing. Theoni, what format do you suggest putting the ebook in? Now that's another, let's just see where we were. Oh, I missed a bit. Must have missed the whole page there, because that was actually the bit there. I don't know how to go back on this. So there's another dot point that needs to go up here, Joanne, and that is getting it converted to a formatted and converted to PDF, which is usually where the guy who did mine and Theoni's was did it through Create Space. Now, if you know someone who can format and publish their own books, then there are places out there, and I think was it Lulu, or there are ones that do publish ebooks, so you can do it for free. But if you want to have it formatted, now my big challenge for me, one of the big challenges for me is admin type thing and things and formatting. So the formatting was done in Fiverr, and they're only saying you paid a small amount and had it converted to PDF ebook. Yes, Nan, you can. Nan is saying, why can't the normal PDF from Word work? Absolutely, it can. If you are good at formatting and you've got those skills, by all means, do it yourself, because it's going to save you some money. But what I don't have is the formatting skills and the graphic design. I actually had the cover page designed through Fiverr. You can have your cover page designed. If you're good at that sort of stuff, you can have it designed. You can design it in Canva if you want, but I paid to have mine. And it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was about $10 Australian, so like $6 US or whatever. It wasn't a lot of money. And to get your book formatted and PDF with all the graphic, all the images included, and the cover picture put in, it cost me $26 Australian, because I did mine in, I wanted a fast turnaround, and so I wanted it done in 2 hours, and they did it in 2 hours. The only saying she's got a clickable table of contents and hyperlink the website that she wouldn't know how to do, so Fiverr did that. And Sue is asking, how do you spell Fiverr? F-I-V-E-R-R. I will actually include that as well, that link to that website, when I put the recording into the email as well. So we're nearly out of time. I just want to go, if you want some help, if you're finding this is all too overwhelming, and I know that you can do it by following this process that I'm outlining here. It is absolutely doable, because when I did it, I was given an outline of the process similar to what I've taken you through, and I sat down and I did it. My hubby did it, 15-year-old son did it. So Joanne saying, thank you there for such a great webinar on your time. You're welcome, Joanne. You're absolutely welcome. It's my pleasure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if you want some help, because it really will fast track the process. Because what I found was the hardest thing was actually doing the brainstorming. So if you wanted to get the words out of your head and on paper, so this is what I found was the hardest thing. And I've already partly written or nearly written my my ebook, my real hard copy book, and I tried to distill the themes from that. So, and I already had the stuff there, and I found that was, just to help me focus in my thoughts. It would have been great to have someone bouncing off of. So we've got, I will help you get your cover photo and other photos or images that you need to have done organized. Okay, I will help you get your ebook formatted and published professionally if you need help. I will help you connect your email autoresponder to Facebook, and I'll help you upload your newly published ebook. Okay, and plus I will send you a bonus file of 60 headlines that will get your audiences tuned in and turned on. That's one that I put together not long ago. That's got some really sexy stuff in it. For this, I'm going to, this value, your investment is just $197. So we can get your ebook smashed out, we can get it formatted, published, uploaded to your Facebook page. You can start getting it downloaded within a day or a couple of days. The getting your words out of your head and onto paper is the 1 hour thing. The other things do take a little bit longer, and I'll walk with you every single step of the way till you get it done. So that's my promise to you. But what I want to offer you tonight for the webinar attendees only, if you're booking and paying tonight, it's just $147. So if you go to that link, bit.ly link, ebook webinar attendee special, $147. You can book that, pay for that on PayPal. When as soon as that comes in, I will get in touch with you and I will make a time and we can knock it out. Okay. So we've got just some people saying, Joanne saying, yes, thank you for such a great webinar. Shirley saying, off to right, thank you. Have some specifics I'll email about. Navish, thank you, Adair, for a wonderful webinar. And thank you, Theoni, saying I wrote my next, she's going to write her next one when she gets home tonight. She's on a roll. Colin saying, thanks for their great content. Marlene, thank you, great help as always. Shirley, fabulous, Adair, be in touch. And Theoni saying, that's a bargain. So much is learned with the publishing and something processed to opting in, or publishing and something processed to opting in, or uploading process to opting in. Get on it, everyone. Thank you, Theoni, for your plug there. How long is the process for 197? It's the process, Sue, the process is the same. I'm saying it's 147. So what you will get for, if you book and pay tonight, the process is you'll get to work with you one-on-one, the words out of your head and on paper. That takes about an hour. Then looking at getting your cover designed with the photos, images that you need, helping to get your ebook formatted and published professionally, helping connect your email autoresponder to Facebook and upload your newly published ebook, and you'll get a bonus file of 60 headlines that will get your audience tuned in and turned on. So that's for tonight's attendees. If you want to take advantage of that special, it's $147 tonight. If you want to book later, the process is still the same. It will just cost you $197. So I'm rewarding action takers and people who do things right now. That's your special offer, is $147. So Sue's saying thank you. Be in touch, and it's the only 3 to 4 hours go to woe, but not in one sitting. So yep, all in the 147. All right, so on that note, I'm going to wind up. Thank you so much for joining me here. It's been so much fun. Thank you, Shirley, for playing Mr. Squeal on my screen. That was a really clever trick. and I'll send out this information. They're only saying thanks for the refresh. I'll send out this information in an email to you. And if you've registered via Eventbrite, you should be in my email autoresponder. You will be getting this information. If you don't get it in the next 24 hours, just send me a Facebook message and say I haven't received my email, and I'll try and track it down for you. Thank you all so much, and I will see you on Facebook. I'll see you on email, and I look forward to helping you get your ebooks smashed out and get you up and running with them. Bye for now.